The 41-year-old Nigerian capital, Abuja, is a territory of paradox. While the affluent in the society live in the sprawling district of Asokoro, Maitama, Wuse and Gwarimpa, those that can be categorized as struggling Nigerians have chosen the satellite towns and slums. Mpape is one of the areas that fell in the latter category. It is perhaps the largest slum in Abuja with visible signs of overcrowdedness, absence of basic necessities of life and residential houses which clearly depict the status of the residents. Yet, there is hustle and bustle in Mpape settlements. There is no official census of the population of Mpape, but it is conservatively put at nearly 1 million. These huge residents are now living in anxiety and fears, no thanks to the planned demolition of the entire settlement. For over a decade, the Federal Capital Territory Administration marked all houses in Mpape for demolition. The aim is to upgrade facilities in the settlement and convert it to an extension of the highbrow Maitama districts.
Just for me to go and buy some tea stuff to do my tea this morning, I discovered that all the whole of shop in the Mpape is locked down. I asked why, that they want to demolish Mpape.
The response of the resident was to seek judicial intervention after 6 years of illegal fireworks at the Federal Capital Territory High Court in Apo. The Federal Capital Development Authority was restrained from pushing ahead the demolition exercise until the residents are properly notified. In a way, the court's judgment prevented the residents from being shabbily thrown out from their houses.
The court has given judgment to the effect that there cannot be any demolition within the Federal Capital Territory Abuja, Mpape inclusive, without adherence to due process of the law.
If the government wants to demolish Mpape, provide accommodation for us, then who will leave Mpape for them to demolish?
The order of the court was greeted with applause from several quarters, including civil society groups, which feel the people's right to shelter and decent living must not be toyed with.
FCDA should take due process of the law if they really want to eject people residing in Mpape.
In the meantime, the court judgment is a source of joy to residents of Mpape.
Because God liveth and reigneth, it did not disappoint us today. So that is why you see the jubilation all around, because it's like a heavy load is removed from our head.
But for how long can they sustain this jubilation? The loud drums of celebration over the court's judgment have waned. The people are again contending with the fears of eventual demolition. The authorities, on the face of the judgment, reviewing its policies with the possibilities of setting aside a final date for the demolition exercise.
The good thing about the judgment is that due process was not followed. There is also a judgment before this, which says that he who has no title over land, you don't need to serve a notice because it's considered as illegal development. But all the same, we are prepared to serve all the relevant notices to follow due process to make sure all the holes and the leakages are blocked.
A visit to Mpape by AIT crew revealed that the residents are meeting regularly on their possible fates if the demolition is eventually carried out. One idea being pushed by the residents is that government should relocate them to another site if their plea to be left in Mpape remains unpopular. A study carried out shows that between 2003 and now, hundreds of citizens were either displaced or rendered homeless following the wave of demolition carried out in the Federal Capital Territory. The promise to provide victims with alternative lands or accommodation remains impassioned oratory. For instance, the displaced residents in Dede and those relocated to Abuja 30 village in Kuje Area Council are today living in shanties similar to the people of the Stone Age era. Political watchers are asking, when will the government respect the people's right to decent living? Chiko Denaka, AIT News, Abuja.